Hello dear students, welcome to the class of Health and Physical Education Unit 8 Fundamentals of Anatomy, Physiology and Kinesiology in Sports, and today's topic which we are going to learn, that is circulatory system. Now let us learn related to circulatory system. Now circulatory system, when we are learning about the circulatory system, it is a group of organs that transport the blood and the other substances and from all the part of the body. So here what happens, there is a transportation of the blood and other substances and the food or the nutrition to the all part of the body. So here circulatory system is a group of organs that transport the blood and the other substances to and fro all part of the body, or to and from all part of the body. For the good health, individual cells, tissues and organ must have continuous supply of oxygen and other nutrients. Now what happens, in order to if a cell want to survive, or if the tissues and organ, if they want to remain healthy, if we want to keep them healthy, then there must be a continuous supply of oxygen as well as the nutrients. That should contain nutrients and oxygen is must. Then only it is possible to have maintain a good health. So there must also be a continuous removal of carbon dioxide and waste product. Continuous, as we are having a supply of oxygen as well as nutrient or the food which is been required for the different part of the body or the organs of the body, the same way there must be a removal of the CO2 also, carbon dioxide, that is known as CO2, and the waste products which must be taken out. The body system with the specialized function of the transporting these materials to and from various part of the body is circulatory system. So what is the circulatory system? The body system that specializes the function of transporting the material. Main thing is what? Transportation of the material, that is oxygen as well as the nutrients to the various organs of the body or various parts of the body, and bringing out or taking out the CO2 as well as the waste product from that is being considered as a circulatory system. So circulatory system includes the heart and the blood vessels. Circulatory system includes heart as well as blood vessels, arteries, veins and capillaries. Are and is closed system through which the blood flows continuously, and through these arteries, veins and capillaries the blood used to flow throughout the body continuously. You may not find out that there is a stoppage of the blood, or there is a stoppage in the heart, or the stoppage of the veins or arteries or capillaries, so that used to work continuously, and that's why it is being considered as a closed system. That means it is being closed but it is working inside. These things are voluntary, this involuntary, they are working involuntary, they are not in our control, so they are working continuously and it is a closed system. Then we are having, for better understanding the system of the circulatory system, we are having four parts, that is heart, arteries, veins and capillaries. Now what is the heart? The human heart is being made up of a cardiac muscle. It is a hollow cone shape. You can see there is a cone shape from the bottom part. You can see there is a cone shape from the bottom part. This is a cone shape. So that's why it is a hollow organ, hollow shaped, hollow cone shaped muscle organ. The pumping actions of the heart is a fundamental to adequate the nutrient of the cell and maintenance of the internal environment. The pumping action of the heart, the main function is the pumping of the heart, is a fundamental to adequate to supply. The main thing of this is supply of the nutrition of the cells and maintaining the internal environment. This is what the heart used to do. So without pumping action of the heart, waste product will build up and the life of an individual will end. So here the life of an individual will cease. So there must be a continuation pumping of the heart, because the waste product must be taken out. And if it is not, without pumping, if the pumping is not there, if the heart do not used to pump, then what happens? The waste product used to build. That means that whatever the waste are being that used to get accumulated, and that is life threatening, and the person may have a death, or he may have a life, his life will be ceased. So this is what the heart is about. Now where is the location? Just I want to discuss on this picture only, where you may find out this heart. The heart is being located in the thorax. It is between the lungs and above the central depression of the diaphragm. The weight of the heart is how much? The weight is how much? 300 grams of the weight. And the base of the heart remains above and the apex below. Now about the size, the heart size is the size of the closed fist. When we used to close our fist, when you close our finger, we make a fist. The size of the heart is how much fist of an individual or a person whoever heart is. If you tell a child to close his to make a fist, then heart of that child will be that much according to his fist, his or her fist. So the apex is inclined toward the left side. So where it has been located, it has been there in the fifth and the sixth rib, the space between the chest wall, and in the space between the fifth and sixth rib. Our fifth rib and sixth rib, thorax, as it is in the thorax region, so that's why it is on the fifth and sixth rib, and little below the left nipple, and about 8 centimeter to the left of the median line. Median line means, for example, if we take a center line, if we divide our body from the center into two parts, then from the median line it is how much away? It is 8 centimeters away from that left on the median line. Now, what is the structure? What is the structure of the heart? The heart is being divided into two septums. Actually, it is divided into two side, left side as well as right side. When we used to find out the blue color and you can see a pink color, two different colors you may find out. The heart is being divided into two, and then afterwards it is been subdivided into the chambers, the lower one and the upper one. You can see here then the lower chamber and the upper chamber. So heart is been divided totally into four parts. So that is the right side, we may find out on the right side, we may find out atrium and that is auricle and ventricle, both are present. The chambers are being divided. This lower chamber is being considered, the lower chamber, the lower part of the heart, the cone shape at the bottom. This cone shape at the bottom is being considered as an ventricle. When it is on the right side, it is right ventricle, left side it is known as an left ventricle, and the upper part is being considered as an atrium or auricle, right auricle and left auricle. Clear? Okay. Now the wall of the auricle are thinner. Auricles are thinner. The walls of the auricle are thinner, and ventricle are more dense. We can say that the chamber, lower chamber, the ventricle. So the right auricle communicates with the right ventricle, whereas the left auricle communicates with the left ventricle. Right with right one and left with left. So blue side will communicate with the blue one and the pink with the pink one, as when right side auricle with ventricle with auricle, and the same way on the left side, whereas the left auricle communicates with the left ventricle. Then what is the function of this heart? So function is to circulation of the blood as well as supply of the nutrients to the all over part of our body, as well as the heart functions. Main thing is that when you may find out, let's see here this blue color, the heart is been divided into upper chamber and the lower chamber. Only I am talking about this bluish color part. So we are having a superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. The upper one is being considered as superior. You can see the arrow, white arrow in the blue, and we can see here white arrow in the blue lower part, that is known as an inferior vena cava. So here what happens is impure blood is being brought from this right atrium or auricle to the ventricle part. Okay, when the heart used to pump, the upper chamber that used to close and the blood used to fill at the lower one, that is right ventricle. Then what happens again, the upper part used to again what happens, the lower part used to contract and the blood is being thrown on both the side of the lungs for the purification. So here in the blue part we are the blood is being brought, that blood is deoxygenated or impure blood. Now what happens that after the blood used to get purified in the lungs with the chemical exchange used to take place, the chemical process used to go on, exchange of the deoxygenated blood with the oxygen which has been inhaled, and where the chemical reaction takes place and the blood used to get purified. This blood is being brought from the pulmonary veins to the left auricle part, upper part, left auricle part. Again the contraction, the heart used to upper part used to get closed and the bottom, the left ventricle used to get open here. Clear? And then what happens, then afterwards again the heart used to contract and the blood is being thrown through this aorta. You can see this red orange or pink orange color, you can see aorta. It is being thrown out to the whole body, so the pure blood is being thrown out. So here let us see that what does the systematic circulation means. So when we are talking about the systematic circulation, so the blood from the left ventricle through the arteries and arterioles and the capillaries. So left side, that means that pure blood are being sent to the all over part of the body through the aorta and arteries and arterioles and capillaries, and then return back to the right side. Again it come back again on which side? On the bluish part. It come back from the bluish part, that is been right atrium. And this is and this impure blood is being brought by the vein. Let me make it very clear. This impure blood is being brought to the heart from the through the veins. Now, so right auricle by the vein is being called as a systematic circulation. So pure blood, when again it is being supplied to all over the body part, again the impure blood is being brought from the lower part as well as the upper part, and it is being brought to the right atrium, upper chamber. And this becomes a process, becomes systematic circulation. Now the blood from the right ventricle, that is from the bottom, it has been, this impure blood is being thrown to the, is being supplied towards what? Towards our lungs for the purification. So the blood from the right ventricle to the lungs, to the left auricle, and it is being called as a pulmonary circulation. After purification, again it is being brought on the left side of the heart, that has been considered pulmonary circulation. So I hope so that this is clear, that what does the systematic circulation and what does the pulmonary circulation means. Clear? Then next we are having the arteries. So arteries, what does the arteries used to do? The arteries contains the blood under the high pressure and are elastic, muscular and thick wall. They are thick, they are elastic. So it depends upon the flow and it used to expand accordingly. So the structure and the relative thickness varies with the size of the artery. The structure and that also varies according to the size of the artery. Arteries helps additional amount of the blood force into them during each contraction of the heart. The arteries helps in the additional amount of the blood force. The maximum blood is being forced when the person is having high blood pressure. At that time the pressure of on the arteries will also be in more. So arteries also helps in additional amount of the blood force into them during the each contraction of the heart. If the arteries are rigid, the systolic blood pressure will increase. See, if the arteries do not, they are rigid, they know that only this much blood is being supplied from this I can say, let us say like a pipe. From this pipe only, this pipe is not elastic, it is of hard material, it do not used to vary. Then what happens? The systolic blood pressure will increase so remarkably. So arteries do not collapse when they are empty. So arteries remain same, they do not used to collapse, that there is no supply of the blood, let me close myself. It is not been possible here. So there are the three types of arteries: elastic arteries, muscular arteries, and arterioles. So what are the elastic arteries means? These arteries include large arteries leading directly from the heart. Large arteries which are been from the heart is been considered elastic arteries, which used to vary in the size. Again it come back to the normal position. These are also called as in conducting arteries because they conduct the blood from the heart to the muscular arteries. What does the elastic arteries used to do? They conduct the blood from the heart to the muscular arteries. They are being conducting the blood from the heart to the muscular wherever the muscles, the supply of that is being given. These are very large and may be up to 3 centimeter of diameter. The arteries are such larger that they can be having a diameter of how much? 3 centimeter. Then muscular arteries, that means that arteries are medium size. These medium size arteries are known as muscular arteries. They are also called as distributing arteries because they used to distribute the blood to the various organs. That's why it is been considered as muscular arteries. They used to distribute the blood to the various organs and they are medium in size. What are the arterioles? The arterioles are the muscular arteries, but they are much smaller in size and they maintain the blood pressure. The arterioles, they are much smaller in size and they used to maintain the blood pressure level of the general uh, of the body in general. They used to maintain the blood pressure level. I hope so that this is clear. Then we are having vein. These are the part of the circulatory system. The vein returns the blood. What does the veins used to do? You can see here this arteries are of red color and vein is of blue color. Just and we can see to get just an idea. So veins, you have seen that many of the peoples are having the problem of varicose veins. You may see in their hands, they can see their veins bluish color. They can see on their hands or on their legs. The veins, what does the vein used to do? The vein returns the blood to the heart. The main function of the vein is to, because the impure blood is being brought from veins to the right side of the heart. So the vein returns the blood to the heart. Okay, we are talking about the circulatory system. The vein, the pulmonary veins, they used to return the blood to the heart, and structure of this vein is similar to that of arteries. Their structures are mostly the same, and these veins collapse when not filled with blood. The arteries, they do not used to collapse, but what happens? The veins used to collapse when there is no blood. So the total diameter of this vein returning blood from any of the organ is at least twice the diameter of the arteries. So the total diameter of the vein is returning blood from any of the organ. When the blood is returned from any of the organs, either it may be our stomach, it may be our brain, it may be our lungs. Okay. So what happens that these that must be how much? The diameter is how much? Twice that of the arteries. It will be twice that of the arteries when they are bringing the blood. So carrying the blood to the organ, the veins of the lower limbs have greater number of the valves. Lower limbs vein, that is the limbs below our heart, are considered lower limbs. They are having the greater number of the valves, and then those of the upper limbs we can see that there are greater number of the valves in the lower side of this vein as compared to the upper limbs. Clear? Then next we are having the capillaries. What are the capillaries? There are the three types of capillaries: continuous capillaries, fenestrated capillaries, and sinusoidal capillaries. So here continuous capillaries, what does, you can see in the picture here, the capillaries, these are the network, the net like structure is being considered as capillaries. The veins used to supply, okay, the impure blood, and the arteries used to supply the pure blood. Then afterwards impure blood is being taken out from the veins, and then after it is being supplied to the right side of the heart, that is also auricle. So continuous capillaries, what is the continuous capillaries, where you may find out it? It has been found in all types of muscle in the connective tissues and central nervous system. Where you may find out this continuous capillaries? In all types of muscles in connective tissues and central nervous system, in our central nervous system as well as all types of muscles. Then fenestrated capillaries, these are been found in our renal organs, endocrine glands, and intestine. In our intestine, large and small. In endocrine glands, there are the different glands: pituitary gland, pineal gland, thyroid gland, adrenal. So these all glands, it has been also these fenestrated capillaries are being found. Then sinusoidal capillaries are being found in our liver, in spleen, and in the bone marrow. In the bone marrow, you may find out this sinusoidal capillaries. Clear? So that means that these capillary networks is everywhere in our body, but here it has been shown very clearly that continuous capillaries, where you may find out, fenestrated, where you will be find out, and sinusoidal capillaries, where you may find out. Clear? Now, what are the functions of these capillaries? So capillary, it has been estimated that there are about 7,000 square meter of the blood capillaries in an adult body. How much? 7,000 square meter of capillaries in our adult body. How much it is longer? 7,000 square meters of the blood capillaries. The larger area for the exchange of the substance between the blood and the tissues and fluid. There is lots of exchange of the blood, fluid, and in between this net area. Clear? So the greater the metabolic activity of the tissues, the denser the capillaries net. The more there is a metabolic activity, more where it is required, you may find out the dense capillaries at that area. Clear? Then what are the we are going to learn the functions of circulatory system. Now, circulatory system ensures the prevention and the constant internal environment by transporting oxygen and food material and the hormones to the tissues, cells, and removing the waste product that used to supply. What is the circulatory system? That used to ensure the constant supply of the blood, plasma fluid that was used to contain the nutrients and as well as oxygen to the various part of the body, even though hormones are also being balanced. So here let us learn the functions of circulatory system. So the first function is the hearts work like a pump which circulate the blood throughout the body. So what is the function of circulatory system? That the heart works like a pump. Heart used to act like a pump which used to circulate the blood throughout the body. Then arteries allows the pure blood to pass through them throughout the body. What does the artery used to do? The arteries allows the pure blood to pass all over the throughout the body. Then what does the vein used to do? The vein brings impure blood to the heart from every part of the body. You may as we have discussed in this that what does the vein used to do? The blue purple color in the diagram we have seen here, this the vein used to bring the impure blood from all over part of the body to this right atrium or auricle part. Clear? Okay. Then in capillaries, the exchange of the nutrients, that is oxygen and CO2, both the things takes place. What happens in the capillaries? Exchange of the nutrients and that is oxygen and the waste products are being exchanged here, because here you see that the pure blood, when it is being brought from the arteries to the various organs of the body, and when it used to move from these capillaries, from this like net like structure, when it moves further and further, the pure the oxygen as well as the supply of the nutrients that are being provided to the various organs of the body, and as well as what happens, the waste product is being taken out through the veins. So it is like a channel. So in capillaries, the exchange of the nutrients of the oxygen and CO2 you can find out here. So the blood carries oxygen from the lungs to both and CO2 from the cell of the body to the lungs. What does the blood used to carry? The blood carries oxygen from the lungs to the body and CO2 from the cells. Then blood carries digested food or nutrients to the body. What does the blood carries? Digested food. The blood used to carry the digested food and the nutrients to the body. The blood carries waste product. What are the waste products are being there? The blood used to carry. You know that how the person, when the person used to urinate, you may find out that already there is all these things are being present in our blood, like urea, lactic acid, uric acid, but that are being separated in our kidney when due to with the process of filtration process. And after the filtration process, the blood cells are being separated, as well as the water part or the waste product is being separated. So blood carries waste product like urea, lactic acid, uric acid, etc. to the kidney for the excretion, and then afterwards it is been excreted through urethra. Then the blood regulates the body temperature. What does the blood used to do? That used to regulate or that used to control the body temperature. What does the blood used to do? The blood carries the hormones from the endocrine glands to the different organs of the body. That used to carry, the blood also used to carry the hormones from the endocrine glands. What are the endocrine glands? As we are talking about the glands, different glands in our body: pineal gland, pituitary, thyroid, adrenal gland. So there are these all blood used to carry the hormones from these endocrine glands to the different organs of the body. So these are the functions of the circulatory system. So you can prepare the notes on the basis of this. From my side, I have tried to just short this circulatory system. Otherwise, it is been given too much in your textbook. You may take the reference of the textbook, and you may also learn. You can get new something new ideas also. So from my side, this much. Thank you.